So hello and welcome to Insight Education. In this video, we are going to discuss a very good set for NMAT. So please stay tuned to this video and watch this video till the end to know how to solve such sets if you encounter such sets in the NMAT exam. Let's start this question right away. In a five-member team to go to a science fair, three scientists and two students are to be selected. A, B, C, D, E are scientists and P, Q, R, S are students. So A, B, C, D, E are scientists and P, Q, R, S are students. Okay. So out of these scientists, we have to select three, and out of these students, we have to select two. So this is the demand of the question. Okay. So now there are a few conditions which need to be taken care of. So there are a total of 7 conditions. So I'll show you how do you represent these conditions in a logical diagram. So the first logical condition is that A will not go if C goes. So the representation for this will be A will not go if C goes. So C, if C goes, A will not go. So this is the representation. C implies A bar. The reverse or the counter positive of this will be A implies C bar. So it is the same way, like here you'll get the negation and here you'll get the negation of this, and the implied sign remains the same. I hope this thing is clear to all of you. So the next is P will go only if Q goes. So this is a very beautiful and a very different kind of representation. And in this, a lot of students face a lot of difficulty. So what happens in this is, I'll try to explain it to you in a very basic way. So P will go only if Q goes means what? अगर P गया है तो तभी Q जाएगा. इसका मतलब क्या है कि P will go only if Q goes. तो इसका मतलब क्या? अगर P चला गया तो इसका मतलब Q गया ही गया होगा. यस, अगर P गया, मैं अगर बोलूं कि दो लोग हैं P एंड Q, एंड इफ आई से दैट P goes only if Q goes, तो इसका मतलब क्या? अगर P गया तो Q को जाना ही पड़ेगा. So this is a bit reverse of the first type. So I hope these two are clear to you. The third condition is Q will not go if R goes. So if R goes, then Q will not go. Okay, so the reverse would be Q implies R bar. So we are done with the three conditions. Now the next condition is B will go only if E goes. This is exactly the same as the second condition. B तभी जाएगा जब E गया होगा. तो इसका मतलब जब B गया है तो इसका मतलब E को जाना ही पड़ेगा. Yes, the reverse would be E bar implies B bar. Then the next condition is D will not go if S goes. This is simple. S goes, then D will not go. S implies D bar. Reverse would be D implies S bar. I hope the reverse is clear. D bar का negation is D. S का negation is S bar. So उसका सिर्फ reverse लिखना है. So the next would be E will not go with P. तो इसका मतलब E और P कभी भी साथ में नहीं होंगे. This is the representation for E will not go with P. In the same way, B will not go with R. So B and R will not be together. So इसका एक condition का इसका मतलब यही है कि if you select E, then you will not select R. Sorry, if you select E, you will not select P. If you select P, you will not select E. And E and P दोनों नहीं select होंगे, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So that is also possible. So I hope all the conditions are clear to you. So in this table, I have represented all of the conditions which we discussed previously. The first condition said that A will not go if C goes, which is C implies negation A. You can check all the conditions here, and in the last two conditions we have E and P. If E will not go with P, which means E and P will not go together, and B will not go with R. So that means that B and R will not go together. So if B goes, R will not go, and if R goes, B will not go, and there can be a case where B and R both are not in the team. Okay, so if this is clear, we'll move to the way in order to we'll move to the way we actually solve this set. So all the conditions are written in the right hand side. You can check that C implies negation A implies negation C. All the counter positives are also mentioned. So now once we have all the conditions right in front of us, what we do next is that we try to establish a relation between two conditions. Here if you can see is that B will not go with R and there is a condition with B. You can try with any two logical conditions as far as you have a flow in both of them. So here we find a flow that B and R are also not together and B and if B goes then E will also go. So here we have two conditions which are directly related, that is there is a link between B in these two conditions. So now we'll try to form conditions. Using these conditions we'll try to form cases. In this diagram you can see that there are three scientists. Out of the five scientists we have to select three scientists. The scientists are A, B, C, D and E and the students are P, Q, R, S, out of which we have to select two students. Okay. So now we'll try and put ticks and crosses in front of them, all of the members, and we try to form such a team as required. So if we see the last condition, you have B and R will not be together. So as I already mentioned, if B and R are not together, in that way what will be the case which we can see that B, if B goes then R will not go. This will be one case. In the same way, the second case will be R goes but B will not go because both of them cannot be together. And there will be a third case where neither of the two go, that is R will also not go and B will also not go. So we'll try and put these three cases in this table. So the first case is B goes and R doesn't go. The next case is R goes, B will not go, and the last case is both of them will not go. Okay. So now we'll try and move ahead with the first case. So if you see that if B goes, the fourth condition says that if B goes, E will also go. So that means that you have to put tick mark in front of E. Okay. So now in this case, if if you if you look at the second last condition, E and P cannot be together. So if E goes, you cannot have P in the team. So out of the four students, you have already rejected two students, which is P and R. So the two students mandatorily we have to select is Q and S. Okay. So we have two students already selected in the names of Q and S. Now, now if you see the fifth condition, if S is selected, then D will not be selected. So you will have to put a cross in front of D. Now we have two scientists which are already selected, which is B and E, and there is a third scientist which has to be selected, which has to be either A or C. Now if you see the first condition, it says that if C goes, then A will not go, and if A goes, then C will not go. One condition is sure that either A or C has to be there in the team, and the first condition says exactly that, which is if A goes, then C will not go, and if C goes, A will not go. There can be another condition that A and C both are not a part of the team, but since in the first case we are at a juncture where we cannot go ahead with a team which does not have A and C both, which means that there will be one team which has A and there will be one team which has C. So the teams would be A, if in the team which has A, the team will be A, E and B with the students in the name of Q and S, and the team which has C will be C, B and E with Q and S. So that will be the two teams which we have. So from this case we already have two teams. Okay. So let's move to the next case. I hope this case is clear to all of you. Now the second case is that B is not selected and R is selected. So if you look at, if B is not selected, R is selected. So if R is selected, if you look at the third condition, if R is selected, Q cannot be selected. So we have Q which is not selected. And in the same way, if you link the second condition says that if Q is not selected, then P is not selected. Q bar implies negation P, or negation Q implies negation P. So if Q is not selected, then P will also not be selected. So out of the four students, in the same way, we have already rejected two students which are P and Q. So the S will have to be selected. Yes. So the two students selected are R and S. Now if we look at the fifth condition, if S is selected, then D cannot be selected. Yes. So D, you put a cross across D. So now what you see is that out of the five scientists, we have already rejected B and D as scientists. the remaining three will have to be selected, which is A, C and E. Now mind you, if we select A, C and E, you are violating the first condition. How? In this way. If you select C, you cannot select A, and if you select A, you cannot select C, which means that A and C cannot be together in the team. So which means that here if you see A is selected, then C cannot be selected, but in your team you have already selected C. So this case is rejected. So we only have two teams up to now, which we found in the first case. Now we'll move to the next case, which is the case where B and R both are not selected. If you see it, if you look at because there are less conditions or if there are less number of students, we can focus on the condition of the students. If P is selected, Q is selected, and if Q is not selected, then P is also not selected. So which means that if you select P, then Q will have to be selected, and if you do not select Q, then P will not be selected. So in one condition, we'll try to plug in P and Q both, and in the second case, we'll try to reject Q or reject P, and we'll take only Q, and we'll take S. Why I'm doing this is because if you see that if you take P, then you have to take Q, and in the second case, that means that P and Q will be together. And in the second case, if we want to have S in our diagram, or if we want to include S in our team, we'll have to reject P, because in that way you cannot select P and S. P and S, because the thing is, if you select P, you'll have to select Q. So these are the two sub cases we make out of these two conditions. Okay, out of the condition which we have, P implies Q, we try to make two sub cases in this particular case where B and R are not selected. I hope this is clear to all of you. So now we have the sub case 1, in which P and Q both are selected. So in this case, if we see, if P is selected, Q is selected. Now if Q is selected, which means R is not selected, the third case is already justified. Now E and P cannot be together, so if P is selected, then E will not be selected. Now in this case, what you see is that we have already rejected two of the scientists. Now we have to select the remaining three, that is D, C and A. And in this case also, what will happen is that A and C will be selected together, and because of that, the first condition will fail. So which means that this subcase is also out of picture. Now if we move to the next case, subcase, which is Q and S both are selected. So in this case, what you see is that if Q is selected, uh, now now if you see the fifth case, which is if S is selected, then D cannot be selected. So we have to put a cross across D. D is already not selected. Again, you see that A, C and E are the only scientists which are left. So, and you have to select those three because you have to select three scientists out of the five. So if A, C and D all are selected, in the first case already gets rejected, gets violated, which is C and A cannot be together. That is, if you select A, then C cannot be selected. So if you select A, then C will not be selected. But in your case, it is already happening. That is, A, C and E are the scientists. So this subcase also gets rejected. So we have only two subcases, which is, if I try to mark these two subcases here, P is not selected, the students remain the same. That is the first subcase which we have. So in the first subcase, we have either A or C along with B, B and E. So the first case will be A, B, E along with Q and S, and the second case will be B, C and E along with Q and S. So these are the two teams which we have in front of us. So let's move to the questions now. We have the two teams in front of us, which is A, B, E along with Q and S, and C, B, E along with Q and S. Q and S are the two students which are fixed, and ABE is the first team with QNS, and CBE is the second team with QNS. So we have ABEQS, which is the first team. ABE are the three scientists, and and the second team is CVE, which are the scientists, and QNS are the students. Okay, so now let's move to the questions. What is the largest number of students and scientists combinations possible? We have already discussed the two teams in front of us. So the answer to this question will be option number 2. If B is selected, the second question is, if B is selected, then which other scientists may be selected? So if B is selected, which other scientists may be selected is A and E. Yes, so this is correct. D and D. If B is selected, the other two scientists are AE or CE. So D is not there, so this is out. C and D is there, yes. So first and third options are correct. So the answer to this question will be option number B. Which of the following is not necessarily selected? So the Q is necessarily selected, yes, because in both teams we have Q as students. A has to be necessarily selected. No, in the first team we have A, in the second team we have C. So B is so the answer to this question will be option number B. If Q is selected, which of the other may be selected? So if Q is selected, other which may be selected is P. Yes, then the other which may be selected is S. So the answer, because in both the teams we don't have P, we don't have R, and the third and the last option is already rejected. So the answer to this question will be option number C. So I hope the logic to this type of sets is already clear to you. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment box, and please subscribe to our channel